thing is, the news sucks so much. I'm going to stay off the news just for like a show. We'll just stay off the news.
The news does suck.
What about, do you know anything about a reverse mortgage?
A reverse mortgage?
A reverse mortgage.
I didn't think they were doing reverse mortgages
Have
anymore.
you ever heard of a reverse mortgage?
I've definitely heard of it, yes.
All right.
Because they also do reverse debt consolidation as well. They suck people into that.
What is it?
Reverse debt consolidation, like basically like if you owed me 10 grand or something, and your payments were, say, $500 a month, right? And you're like, I can't pay the 500 anymore. It's too much. And your balance is $10,000. What they will do is go, okay, I'm going to put, and this is how they do it in this scheme anyway. I'm going to pay the 500 for you. I'm going to actually put 600 in your account to cover the 500, and you'll get $100. But they're actually buying the debt plus some. So now you owe them 12. And as it goes, you're just like, all right, well,
you're getting fucked.
You're paying, yeah,
you're getting royally fucked.
So they're giving you $650, and you're like, okay, well then I can pay the 500, and then I have 150 left over. And the thing is that they give you $650, and then it goes down and down and down.
But you now owe these other motherfuckers.
At the end of the day, you're buying time, and it's costing you interest, is what it is.
Right.
So you're going, all right, well, I can't pay the 500 today. All right, well, I'll give you $650.
It's not a plan to make it. Doesn't it is, if you are absolutely desperate as shit, it will potentially keep you afloat, but you're getting fucked even harder. And my point is, there is I don't know if you've ever seen it. Tom Selleck, who I fucking love, Magnum PI, on Friends, one of my favorite actors ever. He's in a commercial right now for a reverse mortgage. And in the commercial, he says, I want to be perfectly clear. This is not a plan to steal your fucking house. Well, first of all, what the fuck kind of product do you have to get on TV and start out the commercial by going, just so you know, this is not a plan to steal your house? Why?
Mike Lindell here.
Right. What in the hell kind of, because you know they had to tell them, they'd be like, all right, look, Tom, just so you know, you're going to endorse this product. We're going to pay you a lot of money. It's called a reverse mortgage. We need to go on TV and let people know that we're not going to steal their house. And I would be like, well, why do I have to tell them that? They'd be like, because most people who we give a reverse mortgage think that we're trying to steal their house. And they'd be like, are you trying to steal their house? They'd be like, yes, we've stolen some houses. We've definitely stolen some houses. But we want you to go on TV. We're counting on you and your trustworthiness and your fan base and the people over the years that admire you. We're counting on you telling them that we're not trying to steal their house to convince them that we're not trying to steal your house. And he's going to be like, yeah, well, what are you actually trying to do? And they're like, we're trying to steal their house. They basically want to steal their house.
What they want to do.
We want you and your credibility to allow us into their home so that we can then steal their house.
What they want to do is they want to find a way to loan you money for something they own, to pay them back for something they still own that you cannot afford to pay back, to then pay you money to stay in that home that you then owe them later.
Right.
So it's basically.
Well, let me tell you what I see happening. Every time I see the commercial, first of all, shame on you, Tom Selleck. Shame on you for being in this commercial. I cannot believe you have agreed to do this commercial. I cannot believe that you say the words, this is not a plan to steal your home. You're even thinking for a second, you must be getting paid a ridiculous amount of money to make those claims. They are using you unless you are in on it. You are either in on it or you are being used to be in this commercial. But second of all, let me say can you imagine being a kid of one of these parents who is suckered into one of these reverse mortgage loans? Your grandpa is in his 90s and he's financially desperate. He goes on TV. He sees Tom Selleck, Magnum PI, telling people to get a reverse mortgage to make their life better. They go get a reverse mortgage. Then they fucking die. Then the kid comes and he's like, oh, I know the one thing in my life that grandpa always wanted to make sure was I had his cabin in the woods. He was always so proud. He built it with his own 2 hands. And you go and find out that Tom Selleck tricked your parents into fucking selling the place a goddamn reverse mortgage. And you're like, motherfucker, Tom Selleck. How can you do that? How can you, man?
I don't know. I don't know. It's I think we are I could see why it's going to become a thing, because we're entering a point now where for a lot of people the light at the end of the tunnel is the train. It's coming. You know, it's there. You've seen it the whole time. You're like, oh, we're finally going to get out, but you haven't paid your mortgage in a year. You haven't paid your rent, and they're coming for you.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So now they're going to come up and go, we can do a reverse mortgage.
Oh, you think the reverse mortgage is the wave of the future?
I think that it is going to be a way. I think it's going to be the Trojan horse, because they can come in and go, all right, look, you owe us 20 grand because you're so far behind your mortgage. What we're going to do is we're going to do a reverse mortgage, and we're going to pay you the 20,000 that you owe us. And then you're paying, we're going to refinance it. The interest rate's going to go fucking crazy. Not today, but in a little while, when you're not paying attention, it's going to go way up, because no one pays attention ever. They just get their fucking bill in the mail and they go, oh, fuck me. And then eventually they're going to owe, you owed 200,000 on your house, and now you're going to owe 300,000 on it. And you're going to be forever upside down on a property. Then all we need to have happen is a correction in the real estate market. And then those people are forever fucked. That is a real possibility.
Right, because the value of their house is going to go down below less than half of what they now owe on
what the overall note is.
Jesus.
Now,
Jesus.
The only reason I say that could happen and they could get away with that is because currently those people are still facing a freight train of something that it's either, what can I do to not lose my home?
Right.
The options are fucking zero. That's what it is. You come up with the money where you sell the house, and if you haven't paid and you've tanked your credit, you got nowhere to go. If you haven't paid your rent, you're not renting some other shit. Look, man, it's going to be, it's just there. And unfortunately, the Biden administration is not really no one talks about it. They've only talked about the moratorium. They talked about rent moratorium the day it expired. No one talked about it up until then. It was infrastructure, and now that bullshit's creeping through the Senate. So whatever. It's I think there's going to be some people out there with some big pockets who are going to go, you know what?
There's a way to make money off of it.
We're going to make so much money.
Right.
There always is. Money.
There always is. There's always somebody out there. I remember during the financial crisis, I had bought a house, the one that Bush caused by going to war when we didn't need to go to war. I remember there was a commercial on TV during the I don't remember what the unemployment got up to. I believe, I'm going to say it was in the teens. The unemployment was, I couldn't find a fucking job anywhere. I had a house. I lost my job. I could not find a job. I did not want to lose my house. I pretended like I didn't give a shit that I lost my house, but I didn't want to lose my house. I fucking bought my house. I thought I would die in that house. And I remember during the craziest moments of that time, there was a commercial on TV that was like, will no one lend you money? Are you completely broke? Do you have nowhere to turn? Are you in big trouble? Call us. We will help. We can loan you $10,000. You can have it tomorrow. The repayment plan, they had in fine print on the bottom of the commercial, the repayment plan. 84 payments of $980. So basically you're getting $10,000 and your payback is $80,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you going to do with $10,000 and you now owe $80,000? I was like, because I wanted to do it. Every time the commercial came on, until I finally read the small print, every time it came on, I was like, that's me. I have no money. No one will loan me money. I cannot get a job. They're talking directly to me. This is coming on from God. This could be my salvation. I could call this number. I'll have $10,000 tomorrow. And then I looked at the repayment schedule and I was like, in less than 10 months, I will have paid back. If I could pay it back, which I would have no way to pay it back other than to pay it out of the $10,000 that they gave me.
Right.
But after 10 months, I'd have paid out the whole $10,000 and I'd still have 7 fucking years left of $1,000 payments to go.
Jesus Christ.
I was like, holy fucking shit. How hard are you, if you did this, how hard are these people getting fucked? And I would think.
Well, I don't think that anyone's going to ever take that to term, and I don't think they would expect them to take it to term.
Right.
But
they're not
they're gonna
expecting
get
you
back
to
more than they gave you.
Right.
For sure.
There's no way that like 60 months in, somebody's just like,
One
you know what?
dude, one dude.
Fuck you. I've been paying the $1,000 back for 5 years. My crisis is over. I'm not in crisis anymore. I'm not.
Dude, there's one grandma out there who's still paying on that shit.
Well, that's like I sold above ground pools for a summer for a company called Blue World Pools. You want to talk about a company that we'll never endorse, that will never allow advertise on our show? Blue World Pools. Let me tell you what these motherfuckers did, and I was a part of it. I'll admit I was desperate. I needed a job badly. I could not find a job. I became a door-to-door above ground pool salesman. And the way Blue World Pools operated was this. Blue World Pools ran a commercial where they had an above ground, really nice above ground pool in their commercial that they showed that was supposedly only $300. If you had the land and you were the clear title holder of your land, you could buy this above ground pool for $300. And it would come out there and put it on your land and blah, 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 $300. So you had to have $300 to be able to do it. So they ran the commercial, and then people would call the commercial, and then I would come out, or a guy like me. And we had this huge presentation. We were ultimately selling them an above ground pool for $10,000. That was the pitch, but you could get it if you just had, so if you had the 300 down and you owned your property, you could buy the $10,000 pool. And what we did, we had examples of all here's the $300 pool. Here's the $10,000 pool. This is the piece of shit you asked for. This is the Mac Daddy motherfucking pool that you're going to get 30 feet around, solid, going to stand up, no maintenance, easy to take care of. You're going to be the envy of your neighbors. And then we would finance it to them. And I don't even remember what the finance rate was. But I can tell you that basically, if you bought a pool from Blue World Pools, you were going to be paying for your pool for the rest of your fucking life. I believe that was the fucking terms of the agreement. It was like, I'm going to be paying. And it wasn't bad. Like it wouldn't sound bad. Like I would be like, look, once you buy this pool, you're only going to need to put the 300 down that I already know you have, because they would confirm you had to put a credit card into Blue World Pools for so they would confirm that you had the $300 to put down, and then you would have to get on the phone with your boss back at the office and have to negotiate the pool.
Yeah, like the curb sales,
you'd be like, hey boss,
hell yeah.
I got this guy here. He really wants the 30-foot Mac Daddy pool. He really wants it. They're sitting there, and there's a couple, and they're all excited. They want their fucking pool. They want to go swim. It's hot as fuck outside. It's the dead of summer, and you're just and man, I'm so ashamed of myself for having done it, because I made I think it was like somewhere between $500 and $700 per pool that I sold, and I was literally signing these people up for a lifetime of payments,
enjoyment, and summers, women, and fucking and chicken wars,
right?
Chicken fights. Look,
Sure.
man, you gave people a lifetime of happiness. Just cost them everything they ever owned.
And even though I did it 10 years ago, many of them are still making monthly payments to Blue World Pools.
And let me tell you, those pools don't last forever.
No, they don't. No matter how sturdy they are. Oh man, I felt all I needed to do it. I made it, and I made good money. It allowed me to go to strip clubs almost every night.
That's good money.
That's all I wanted to do.
I mean, it's $10 to get in.
Right.
So you made at least $10.
Not high quality.
$70 a week.
I remember one time it allowed me to pay for a shot with a $50 bill. I bought a shot, and the waitress was like, "No, you bought 2 shots," and I was like, "That's a $50 bill. It'll cover both shots." So anyway, yeah, there's lots of rackets out there, man. And I'm disappointed in Tom Selleck. I really am.